Welcome to the next episode of Tea with Taron. I'm your host, Taron, and today we're starting off the new teas of the new batch or shipment I got in recently. It's actually a couple months ago already by the time I got to it, but anyway, I'm going to do this a little differently than before. Before I open up all my tea bags and already put them in all the containers, I'm actually going to do that here and now, right now, because but I kind of smell the previous tea in here. So I think a microfiber cloth will do that solid. Yeah, got most of it out. Anyway, so we're starting the new teas of the new batch, and I'm gonna drink them segmentally. I'm not gonna open up everything all at once, put them in all in containers, and then show you and whatever. I'm actually, the process of taking the teas out and showing you, I'm going to do right in front of you guys. Talk about the tea, get into it. And yeah, I think that should be good. I don't want to have a bunch of teas open at once because I want to preserve their freshness. So yeah, this one was previously the Imperial Grey Jasmine Pearls. Those were nice. So this is it's trash now. Throw it away later. And yeah, so today, what are we going to be drinking? It is Imperial Shan Yun Wu green tea of Jiangxi, I think. So let's pop open to this bad boy and see what we have going on. Oh, this is not very good at cutting this. Yeah, so music's kind of loud. Echo, volume 4. Whoa. Okay, so this smells phenomenal to begin with. Actually, Echo volume 5. I think 5 was good. Yeah, I do like the music. We're going back to this method with the, I really hope this is clean. It is, but it has some crumbs from a previous tea. Should be fine, honestly. I could do a quick rinse like this, just to especially give it a quick clean. There we go. Yeah, smells fine, looks fine. I remember cleaning this. Anyway, this tea looks and smells very interesting. It's strandy, it's like string. Look at that. See that? It's like string. It smells super light, delicate, a bit floral. Honestly, this smells so good. Wow. It's very different than other green teas I've smelled. Let's pour it in here. I think I might be able to fit it all in, but we'll see. It's just such an interesting, look. It reminds me a lot of sencha, like Japanese teas, just the way they are. Much more reminiscent of that. And I think I'm not going to be gong fuing because I could fit it all in here. So after doing gong fu with all the other teas, I just realized it's not worth it in my opinion for me to gong fu my green teas. I don't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it with any single one of the teas. Maybe in the future I might, but at the current moment, I know how I like to drink my green tea, and it's just different. So I'll put this off to the side, and we'll give you guys a look. Oops. Yeah, so this is what this looks like. It's an interesting shape and color. A little bit more bright and light. So let's get started. Let me wipe these off too, just to get all the residual residue from the Imperial grade pearls. That's what I was smelling. I was smelling the jasmine in it. Alright. Let's get our fingers up in here. Gotta feel very dry. Super dry feel. They're like thin toothpicks. Let's get 6 grams. Our water is already heated to 80. And actually, similar to the Gong Fu ones, where I was doing 6 brew, or all the brews, right, worth, I'm gonna do the same thing now, which means the episodes will maintain the length that they kind of had before. But on top of that, beyond the length, there will be more tea drank, and I'll kind of be able to see how the flavor develops over a couple of steeps. Because, I mean, I noticed that obviously on my own time, and I might as well document that. So, we're gonna do the standard 2 minutes. I'm gonna make a point to say how long I steep things. It doesn't really matter as much for the green teas because I know what times I would do for green teas. But sometimes I'm looking back at videos to try to figure out what I did for a different tea, and like I can't figure it out. So for that reason, I'm gonna be a little bit more diligent about that. Anyway, how do I want to set this up? Okay, maybe like this, maybe? Yeah, that's probably fine. I'm super excited. It's been so long. It has been so long since I've had a new tea. Like a completely new tea. And I'm gonna get that experience now. Especially with green teas, I love the umami. I'm already like over halfway done with my Mao Feng, because I bought more Mao Feng because I particularly enjoyed it last time. There we go. Super delicate. We'll pour that in here shortly. So I have a topic list, right? From before. And there's one topic left from that topic list. Oh, I forgot to bring my cups. I'm so stupid. I was like, I know I'm forgetting something. Something is not here on the table. I'll be right back. Let me grab those cups. Now I have everything. Let's move this out this way. Wonderful. Oh, this is so goofy. Like, I have obviously a number of things around on the table, etc. And just everything happens to be in everything's way and falling over right now. Let me move these headphones. Alright, there we go. Charge my phone. It's low battery. Alright, wonderful. I can move. Actually, that's nice. Okay. And it's tea time. 2, 1, go. You know, I looked for other teapots for a while, but I like this. I've used it for so long now. Especially with the bigger screen that I use in it now, I think it's perfect. So I honestly wouldn't have it any other way. Let me go see my tea topics. Oh really? I did all this stuff? Okay, I can talk about my rotations, yes. Oh, I can talk about bloat. That's so funny. Actually, there is definitely a reason to talk about bloat right now. Something very recently that happened. Let me move some of this stuff up. So I know what to talk about. All right, so I don't know what I have said and haven't said about bloat. In fact, before even bloat, I think I could just talk about, since I'm caught up mostly, I could talk about some like other things that are of importance. So just cool things to talk about. Let's show you this plant. This plant has grown ridiculously. You see this? You see how tall this thing is? This is my Jamaican chocolate. It's growing like crazy. I bought a new round of bug killing bugs, beneficial bugs, which will be coming in by Thursday. And that will do me very solid to finally kill off the rest of the bugs that are left here. Because I'm growing peppers on a bunch of my plants. Everything's blooming and I'm not trying to have more problems. Like, I've dealt with the thrips for so long, it's time for them to be done. It's time for them to be gone. I'm getting one row around of beneficials, 25,000 mites, 1,000 lacewing larvae, which I'll spread around among everything here. And what's the last one? And some mites that go in the soil to make sure if there's any bugs in the soil, those will get killed out too. So I'm gonna do that. I think that's gonna be sufficient for me to finally be done with my infestation. And I'll be chilling and I'll be able to repot some of these and do other stuff. Like, I've been kind of hesitant to do things because I'm waiting for the bugs to be dead before I even start my other plants. Like, I have a bunch more plants I still need to get, the seeds popping and growing. All right, let's get a smell. Okay, the look is wonderful. It's so beautiful now that it's kind of so let's give you a look. This is what the tea looks like now that it's been can't show it that well, but now that it's been steeped, looks quite good. Nice bright color. We'll keep this on the left side for now. Or honestly, all my tea stuff can stay on the right. I don't know why I'm changing things up. And let's pour some cups, see what it looks like. Okay, so super light, like a fair yellow color, kind of similar to Mao Fang. And like the Imperial grade Bilo Chun that I would drink, it was a much lighter liqueur. This is similar to that. So that's the plant update for now. The aquarium update. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so I bought new plants. I think I probably talked about that, and I put them in. I have a snail boom because some snails hitchhiked, snail eggs hitchhiked with the plants, and the ammonia was low enough for them to start growing. What's even crazier is that actually I'm fully cycled. My ammonia went to 0, my nitrite went to 0. So now I'm ready to actually get stuff, and I'm gonna be getting, my final plan is to have 2 schools of fish. One is a rummy nose tetras and cardinal tetras. I want a long fin, super red, so it's red colored. Long fin meaning it has long flowy fins. Bristle nose plico, those are algae eaters. It's gonna go to town on the algae here. And I want to get 3 snails. What is it called? A Spixie snail. And a mystery snail, magenta mystery snail, those are beautiful, and they kind of just scavenge for food and stuff, but they don't do all that much in terms of algae. A nerite snail, that's going to be doing me solid for the algae. Beyond the algae, what else do I have? Oh, and then I'm going to get some Neocardinia shrimp. Neocardinia, I think they're pronounced. I think some yellow ones. The yellow ones look kind of cool. Maybe I'll get red, I don't know. Because I'm also gonna have the super red feeding on the bottom, so having more red with the red would kind of be cool. And 3 Amano shrimp, and they're kind of like, they're clear, but they do a lot of work in terms of eating and stuff. So that's gonna be the ecosystem I produce here. I might have to get an assassin snail though, because so many snails are growing in my thing right now, and I don't want to have like a boom of snails. I don't need them. So We'll see. I might have to throw an assassin in there. I might not. I don't know. I'm going to talk with the aquarium people. But that's actually happening today. Me and Simon are going to go to figure that out because he's back from Armenia. We can go check everything out. Anyway, let's give this tea a test. Which one did I fill first? I think this one. Whoa. This is significantly different than most of the green teas I've had up until now. It's not very umami. It doesn't have that oily umami feeling, mouth-watering feeling that a lot of the other teas I've drank had. This is interesting. It's actually hard for me to describe it. It almost tastes like it's over-steeped, but it's not. Imperial grade lube. It's almost slightly nutty or something. Always the first cup. It's interesting because it's like an introduction to the flavor. Because really it does settle. The flavors do settle to some degree in this pot. So you get more of an appreciation with each cup. Yeah, so this that has a bit of the green flavor. Not much umami. It has a bit of astringency, you feel it. I wonder if I could take my snail, the biggest snail I have in there that I'm like chill with. The rest of them I would rather they die, but the big one I care about. I wonder if I could take him out of the water or if he just die right away. Because I'd like throw him on the table, let him scoot around a little bit.
Special message for the young people, the youth. The youth will be the church of tomorrow.
Yeah, this is interesting. I need more to give a good description of what this feels like. It's an interesting flavor for sure. But okay, that's the fish update. How did that? One of the leaves of one of the plants just grew in the most weird direction. There's a lot of brown algae, which is like a small dusty kind of algae that grows everywhere. It was all over my tank, and I literally put my hand in it and just went like this, created a little current and blew most of it away. So now a lot of the plants in the region looks better. The wood in there though has so much algae on it that I cannot wait to get my algae eaters in and just start going to town. I assume they're gonna have a lot of food with that. I don't know if I'm gonna need to buy more or not. Food for them to eat. But yeah, the order I'm gonna do is today I'm gonna get I think 3 snails and the plico, and perhaps I'll get a school of rummy nose. Honestly, that's a lot to stock at once. I think it might be. Well, we'll see. If not, I'll just get the algae eaters first, and then I'll get the rummy nose after like a week or so, and then a week later I'll get the cardinal shrimp, cardinal tetras, not shrimp. And then after enough time has passed beyond that, I will be able to comfortably get my shrimp in. So I'll get my 3 Amano shrimp and I'll get my neocardina immediately. And by then also the plants will have grown in a significant deal such that I'll actually, I think there will be good coverage for the shrimplets to not get like eaten essentially. I don't think they will be eaten because none of the fish I'm getting necessarily will have like big mouths to feed on them. And like the plico that I'm getting is pleco, I don't know how it's pronounced. I'm just pronouncing it how I just thought to when I read it. It's entirely herbivorous, so it's not an omnivore, it shouldn't go for the shrimplets. This is more soupy. It's interesting. This is very much like asparagus water without the umami-ness that characterizes so many of the green teas I've drank up until now. It's very It's almost odd. Because before I was saying, like, this tastes like a flavor that would go with steak, right? Now this tastes like a flavor that I would get from green tea. But I'm not, I mean, from like an umami tea, but I'm not getting the umami side of it. I mean, it's pleasant. It's definitely pleasant. No, I'm getting a bit of the umami now. Now I'm getting a bit of the umami. It's there. I know it's there. It's there. It's just it's like having a hard time coming out, showing itself. I'm sure second steep I'll get more, but it's not one of the primary flavors. It's mostly a bit green. It is a bit umami. And vegetal. The astringency is less noticeable now. Probably partially because other flavors are more strong now, more noticeable. Is that my snail? I thought it was like on the edge of the driftwood just eating. There's a lot of little snailets, little mini snails crawling all around. So, let's see. So we talked about those things. Those are like the regular updates that I'm gonna have to always give. My mom came back from Armenia. My dad went to Australia and he came back as well. So it's nice, everyone's home. I was gonna talk about Belot, but I'm just getting the minor other details out of the way before that. Yeah, today I'm officially restarting a cut because I'm back to around 180 pounds. I've been eating literally whatever I want, however I want, whenever I want. I've been cheating so much the past like month. And I put on some weight, back to 180 from like 172 or 3. So I'm gonna cut again. I'm gonna try to get down to below 170. And then once I'm below 170, maybe I'll even try to get down to 165. We'll see. But I'm gonna kind of maintain main gain for some time until the winters comes around, and then I'm gonna bulk again all the way up to 200 once more. So that will be interesting to say the least. Yeah, it's more delicate. It's not as like super overpoweringly umami. I can't even say overpowering because I love I love strong umami. It's a more delicate tea. It's not super all up in your face. Pow! Umami flavor. No, it's more chill, relaxed. It's not taking control of your hangout or chill sesh or whatever. It's complementing it. So let's see what else. Yeah, I'm restarting the cut. And actually, a month or so ago, before my friends went to Armenia, 2 of my friends came up to me and asked me to help them lose weight. I sent them my plan, like just a written version of basically what I do on my own. One of them has already lost like 5 or 6 pounds, apparently, in like the week or so, 2 weeks or whatever of following it. The other guy, he actually has never really, he did some like muscle training workouts some time ago, years ago. He just does jiu-jitsu right now, and essentially I'm going to train him now from the bottom up in terms of muscle building, and he's already very good at a lot of things. Like, I think I've talked about this, but I don't remember it. It doesn't say that I talked about it on my phone. He knows very well like going completely to failure and like pushing really hard and stuff like that. Like he has good form in a lot of the things he does. So yeah, it's been good. Is this broken? No. It's been good training with him. We've only went a couple times. We did full uppers. Now this week we're gonna do our first push-pull session. So that will be nice. I'm on push-pull right now because I messed up one of my days and I ended up backtracking, and now basically I'm behind because I normally do pull-push. It's whatever. Hasn't been a problem. It's kind of nice to do pull-push when you go Monday, Tuesday pull-push, because so many people do push day on Monday and you're unbothered if you're doing pull day on Monday, because so many people are just not. I mean, at the end of the day, it's it's probably a minor thing, but depending on how packed your gym is and how much people do shit, it can honestly make a difference. Let's see, what time is it? Okay, we're chilling. Whoa, there's almost a bit of sweetness. Yeah, there is almost a bit of sweetness. This is a very nuanced tea. This is a very tasty tea. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost reminiscent of sweet. It's tasty. It's tasty. I don't think that's enough water. Yeah, we'll let it warm up a moment while we talk. Set up for the next 3 cups. Okay, so yeah, that's the lifting stuff. I've gotten way stronger as I continue to do. A lot of weights are pushing up way higher. I'm doing tricep extension. Granted, I don't do it with like perfect strict form, whatever. I do a more pushing one where I use a little bit of my chest too. I'm doing that with 100 to 5 pounds on a straight bar. Really great. I've honestly been doing basically the same movements for over a year now, and I keep getting stronger. So I think the whole thing about variation and stuff is a bit of baloney. As long as you can push yourself. If you like quickly get tired so you have to change movements, it's not going to be great for progressive overload. You're not going to have good tracking because you need to like fine tune the movement, which will take at least, I don't know, maybe a month to like perfectly fine tune it the best way to get super sore off of it. And if you change your movement every 6 weeks, you only have like 2 weeks of valuable data in terms of you finally fine-tuned it. Now you can actually do progressive overload now that it's fine-tuned. Not that what you did before is not progressive overload, but like you've entered the perfect data building zone and you only did it for 2 weeks. Like, it's kind of goofy. So anyway, that's cool. It will get done in terms of building them up and everything, and me building myself up more. I'm excited for the next bulk. I might do it a little bit more. I don't think I need to do it much more like specifically tuned in a certain way because I don't eat bad generally anyway. So if I just eat a little bit more fat on top of my regular diet, that's the only difference that's going to happen. Or I can eat more carbs too. I can maybe bump up from 300 to 400 grams of carbs. What is that? Another 100 will be another 400 calories. Yeah, just 100 more grams of carbs. Let's say 20 more grams of fat to go with the 100 more grams of carbs. What is that? 20 more grams of fat, 20 times 9, 180. So we're talking 580 more calories on top of a 2,800 calorie diet or 2,700 calorie diet. That's not that much. What is that? 20% over my maintenance? Maybe a little less. So I can even eat a little bit more than that. I think my protein is probably really good where it is. Like I'm eating 230, 240 grams of protein a day. That's like the top bound. I think that everything I need to change from here on is basically just carbs and fat. I'll keep my protein intake the same. I have like I don't know if you guys noticed, my eyes like went from like this kind of to like this in the last moment. I feel like a weird burst of energy. Not a burst. I'm just more alert. What does norepinephrine do again? It doesn't make you like, I talked about this a long time ago. Like, it makes, it's wakefulness promoting. I'm awake. I'm woke. I'm asleep. All right. Tea's going. Next steep. Let's see. So, talk about a couple of these important details. Oh, another festival happened 2 days ago. Taught dance at it. That was fun. My friend Simon came back too, and we basically all taught a different dance. I taught Gar no Kochari, which is a very simple dance. It's not really one of my favorite dances, but I like the dance. And then my friend taught Echmiatsin, which is his favorite dance. And then Simon taught one of his favorite dances, Kham Khama, which is like the drinker's dance. And I think me and Simon are pretty good in terms of performative. Like, we talk and we engage and stuff like that. Alex as well, he's like very passionate about Echmiatsin and teaching. He just needs to speak louder into the mic. He's just a little like, so this and that and whatever. And it's like, just bring it closer and be like, because if you're not gonna yell, if you're not more of a yeller type person, like with like good projection, then you need to make up for that with like bring the mic closer to your mouth or something like that, just so people can like hear your passion, because he is passionate about it for sure. He's just he doesn't have a particularly projecting voice. I don't think anyway. I mean, I have a bass voice, so I don't need to talk very loud for people to hear me. But I do talk loud. So yeah. Anyway, we taught those dances. It was really cool. We got some drone shots. We did our own like actual group dances. Me and Simon were playing drums a little bit. Then we were playing balot with the guys and got some good pictures. There was one point where I was like holding the drum and playing, and then I would play my cards and then go back to playing and then like back and forth, just enjoying it myself. We were all enjoying ourselves. Very great time. And then we went with the boys to a sushi place afterwards. It was a riot. It was like an anime themed sushi place. The first thing we walk in, I see Gear 5 Luffy. I'm like, what the heck? Then I turn to my right, I see Boa Hancock in like a very seductive pose. Also, who made these big plastic characters? This girl had like pointy like the outline of nipples and pointy on this thing. I was like, yo, what the heck? And up next to it, it's like, please do not touch. You're like, oh my god. People went up and touched this. We asked about it, I remember, and they were like, yeah, a lot of little kids go up and touch it, so we had to put the thing up. I'm like, this is so funny. Anyway, we were there and we were like goofing off a lot, and our waiter was like super sassy, which I didn't have a problem with. I thought it was funny, but one of the guys in our group was getting pressed about it. He was like, I don't get it. Why does she think she can talk to like us or whatever? Like, I mean, he didn't say that exactly, but that was the vibe he was giving, and it was like just really funny because he was getting actually pressed. And at one point, I just started trying to make her uncomfortable. Like, I was just saying all sorts of things, and I would like say something like really off the wall, and then look at her straight faced and see if like she would react to it. I couldn't make her break though. No, I did make her break once. We were counting the sushi on the table, and she was like, all right, 28 pieces, that's $28. We're like, all right, whatever. And then I grabbed one of the pieces and I eat it. I'm like, there's 27 now. And she's like, what is that? I was like, it's 27 now. She's like, do you have proof? And I'm like, and I just opened my mouth to show the pieces of sushi. I'm like, proof. I was just trying to fuck around and see if I could make her break her like character she was putting on. It's so funny. Like, one of the guys is like, do you lift? And she's like, are you calling me fat? And later on, she's one of our other friends asked a question. So Svaha asked if she lifts. She's like, are you calling me fat? Then Simon asks a different question, like, what nationality do you think we are or whatever? And she's like saying stuff. She's like, or like someone, she said she got T-boned, and then someone was like, made a comment that was, I thought he was trying to say like, oh, because you're a woman or something, like just trying to mess with her. I don't remember what he actually said, but Simon starts saying another comment, trying to get at her, and she's like, first you call me fat, then you call me like, no, he called you fat. You're like, oh, he called you fat. Simon didn't call you fat. This is so goofy. We were messing around. It was honestly a very great time. And that sushi place was recommended to us by my priest and his wife, essentially. So we were like, so when we walk in and we see like the girl, the big tittied anime girl and the different things, we're like, what the heck is going on in here? We're like, don't forget, our priest invited us. There's a little robot coming around providing food, and like I asked 4 times if it takes song requests. She didn't respond. And then some other one of the guys sitting next to me was like, does it take song requests? She's like, I'm gonna go now, okay? I was like, yeah, it's not gonna work. Anyway, just so many funny moments. She's like, are any of you gonna use the bathroom? Because I'm gonna be in there for a while. And we're like, enjoy. Yeah. And then she came back. She's like, we're like, are you done blowing up the bathroom? She's like, no, I was clean. We're like, you said you were going in there for a long time, and we don't need to know your business. So, anyway, just goofy stuff. It was a very fun time. We're like, what nationality do you think we are? African Americans? Just goofy stuff. Yeah, this is less umami. Smells less umami, tastes less umami, but there is a bit of it in it. A bit of umami in it. Still a very light, steep, light yellow. I mean, from the side angle, it always looks darker than it is, but I mean, I can't do anything about that. All right, so now that we did 36 minutes of talking about non-Balut related things, maybe I talk about Balut? Yeah, I'll talk about it for a little bit. I gotta get this topic out of the way anyway, but I will have to talk about my rotations as well, because I'm currently finishing up my emergency medicine rotation. This is my last week. Kind of cool. Now that I've introduced that topic, I will not talk about it, and I will talk about something else. I started teaching the guys Balut. Bazar Balut. It's an Armenian card game. In fact, I think it's a pretty old Armenian card game, because I know Armenians in other countries who like went there after the what's it called? The genocide, who knows these games. So presumably they learned, I mean, if people in Eastern Armenia learned it, and people in Western Armenia, people who had migrated, families of those who had migrated from Western Armenia also learned the game, and they're in separate locations. Presumably they knew it when they were merged together, these nations. That's over 100 years ago. So this game is over 100 years old. It's a French card game, but we play an Armenian variant. We play our own version of it. Belot is the French game, and we play Bazar Belot. Bazar is like, well, when you go to a bazaar, what are you doing? You're negotiating to try to like get whatever you want at a good price. It's like open market sort of deal, right? So Bazar Belot, in it, you are negotiating. The whole negotiation part is the bazaar part. It's the beginning of the first part of a round in the game. You're basically negotiating what the trump suit is going to be based on how many points you think you can win as a team. You and your teammate versus another person and their teammate. And you kind of like argue between each other over like, no, I'll win this much, no, I'll win this much, no, I'll win this much, blah, blah, blah. That's the bazaar. Whoever bets the most, the trump suit is theirs. And then you have to make your bet by playing and winning cards, meaning winning the point values of the cards, and then making your actual bet. And if you don't make it, the opponent team gets a bunch of points. If you make it, you get a bunch of points. That's the minor details basically on it. Very similar to euchre. Anyway, I taught the guys a couple months ago, and they were like in for it. And we started playing, and one of my friends was like, "Yeah, this is gonna be this is gonna be like a period, just like when we played chess, and then it'll go away." And I was like, "No, it's not going to be a period. We're always going to play." I got the guys hooked. We started playing week after week after week after week. They're getting better and better, learning, making mistakes. I always played with the weakest player. Sometimes they start to get cocky and they're like, "Oh, we did this to you, we did that to you. Oh, we're so good, blah, blah, blah. I bet we could beat anybody." And I'm like, listen, at the end of the day, you guys are pigs for the slaughter. Like, I'm building you guys up so that I can have a fun game. Like, do you think I enjoy playing with the weakest player? No, of course not. But I have to, I must, because that's how I'm going to teach them what to play, so they can become stronger. I'm building a community here. You don't understand my dedication to this game. I will sit down and teach this game to a bunch of people, to create a community, to raise that community, to do it for so long, for months and months and months, until they are strong enough that I will enjoy the game. So don't get too cocky. You're pigs for the slaughter. I'm fattening you up. Anyway, I was saying that to them, and oh, whatever, blah, blah. But more recently, they've been getting better and better. So I've had an opportunity to kind of like up my gameplay style, be a little bit more aggressive, be a little bit more what's it called? Not aggressive, but like risky. I'd be a little bit more risky with some of my moves. Like I've just been enjoying myself, and I got to let my inner actual play style come out more instead of being conservative. Because I'm like, bruh, you didn't follow the guidelines of what you're supposed to do here, so I can guess what you have, but I'm not going to. Or sometimes I'm like, I know what you have, and you bet incorrectly, and I'm going to play it properly, and I'll still win it. But yeah, there's been many times I've lost as well. Whatever. It's been fun teaching them. And the guys were hooked. Like we were playing it week after week. Like last week, we played 4 or 5 days straight, every day. We played on we played on Tuesday. We played on Thursday. We played on Friday. We played on Saturday. We played on Sunday. That was last week. 5 days we played Bloat of the week. Crazy. So we're building up the Chicago Junior Bloat League, and honestly, a lot of other guys now, like they went to Armenia. They were playing in Armenia, having fun. A lot of guys were like, out of our other friends who don't play, were watching, and they're like, I want to learn this game. Like this looks fun. Can I learn? And they're immediately like, it's long. Like you can. We learned it just a couple months ago, but it's long. I wrote a tutorial up for it after I realized, this was like last year I wrote up a tutorial. It was after my godmother passed. I think I kind of used the tutorial as a way to get through the moment, focus on something else. I wrote the tutorial. It's long. It's 17 pages long minus the 1 page, or it's 17 pages long plus 1 page of fun facts and credits. Anyway, I showed that to the guys. We went through it. That's how they first learned it. I made minor changes. I showed it to my dad. My dad even looked at it and he was like, he basically added one minor detail. And the detail was something that says like, a stronger player might do this in this moment. It's almost like, okay, when you make bets, by betting, you kind of understand what kind of hand people have. So I said, don't make big bets off the bat. Start with small bets so you can kind of understand what everyone has and your teammate can understand what you have. My dad's addition was, but you can bet big right at the start to silence everybody and to force your way. So basically keep everyone in the dark. I'm like, yeah, I mean, yes, that's correct. So I will add it in. Technically, it is true. Yes, you can do that totally. That's good for strategy. Because a lot of the game doesn't take 17 pages to teach, but to play the game, to play the game, to really play the game, to understand the strategy and what you're doing and why you're doing, it takes a while. It has to. Like, where are you going to learn that? I mean, because otherwise the strategy comes when you're learning with someone who knows the game. It's like, you should have done this because that, this, that. Like a lot of Bloat is post-game feedback and argument. But if no one in your community knows how to play, who's going to do that to you? My tutorial does that. My tutorial is like, you should have done this, you should have done that. What the heck? What were you thinking? Stuff like that. A lot of strategies involved in it. So anyway, by doing that, it's a like super comprehensive tutorial. I tried to post it on 3 months ago. I tried to post it on r/Armenia, and they took it down. They were like, "This is unrelated." I was like, "What do you mean it's unrelated? It's literally an Armenian card game. It's long time, whatever. Like, you guys post such dumb things, and they're like, who are you guys voting for Eurovision? What does that have to do with Armenia? You can't. As Armenians, you can't vote for Armenia. You know what I mean? And people that are not living in Armenia are voting in it. Like, an American Armenian can go in and be like, "What are you guys voting for in Eurovision?" So that's allowed. I can't put in a tutorial for a card game that's literally an Armenian card game. So I appealed, they denied, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Then I messaged them again. I was like, listen, you guys didn't let me post this once. I really want to post this. I think it's actually valuable. It's necessary. And I got to. And now I'm getting comments. And people are like, oh, thank you so much. I've been looking for this, blah, 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 this and that. Make sure to put your name in. Like, this is like big work you've done. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I try. Anyway, that's that. I might even post like a video of me and my friends playing, just so they see what a game looks like in terms of speaking and talking and, etc. Like a round of Bloat, what it would look like. Just so they can see how things are done visually. not like explaining all the movements and stuff. I don't want to do all that, but maybe I'll have like a camera of the game and a camera on my cards, and then that way they can see what I'm doing, particularly as like me as the player, right? Anyway, that would be smart. That would be kind of nice. I do want to do that, and I think I'm going to do that. That's a good new idea. Anyway, we played at churches, we played at Dunkin's, we played at so different restaurants and stuff. I have my Instagram page. I'm posting like all this good content of like new fun places. The guys played it on the plane in a linear line. You play this game on a square table because you talk with your teammate and they talk across each other, and you put the cards in the center. Can you imagine breaking that up into a line and you're talking to your teammate who's the second chair over, and this enemy talks to the person in the second chair over, and then you have to throw cards where? Because there's no table in the middle of two seats. The center is a gap, so you have to put the cards on one of the two tables in front of the middle two players. It's like such a goofy way, but they played and they sent me pictures, and I was like, that's perfect. That's going on normal places to play Blood. A little more astringent. Very light and delicate flavor. It's like vegetal water. Again, there's no umami in this the top two cups. Let's see if it comes out in the next two cups. Anyway, the guys really like it. And they're learning quick, and I'm slowly building more people want to learn it, which means I'm going to be posting my tutorial more places. I already posted in r/Armenia, and I've taught over 36 people this game. I think something like that. I have it in my phone. Actually, I'll tell you right now how many people I've taught. Because I have it written down. It's called Students, the note. Students. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm teaching my priest. Oh, it's not 36. 6. I guess I did teach some children when I was younger, but that's 11 plus 13. 24. 8 plus 2, 10. 10 plus 24, 34. Never mind. I've taught 34 people this game. And I'm gonna write that next to the... So I've taught 34 people. And when I was a kid, I did teach, but I didn't teach it that well. It's so long ago. I'm not even gonna include that. But I did teach 2 or 3 kids to play this when I was a child. Anyway. That's sick. I don't know anyone who's taught over 30 people to play this card game, you know what I mean? Like so many Americans. Honestly, it says in the house section that I only taught 13, but I'm pretty sure I taught more. Yeah, it's not coming to my mind right now. I could have swore I taught 16 guys. These words of peace I told, all my omens you feel to comfort me. I didn't include one guy, right? Yeah, there was one dude that like I tried to teach him and it was a nightmare and it never really worked, so I don't even include him as somebody I've taught because it's almost like disrespectful to my students. Because I remember I told my friends, I was like, you're gonna go to Armenia, you're gonna play. You better play good. You're representatives of me. People are gonna ask you who taught you. You're an Armenian in America? Where did you learn Blood? And they're gonna be like, my friend Taron, who you know taught me. So if you play bad, you're speaking bad for me. Tea is good. There's no umami at all. Now there is. Wonderful. It's like ridiculous. But yeah, it has some astringency, which is not bad. It doesn't dry your mouth out. No, it does a bit. Actually, it does have a little bit of the drying. It does. Just backtracking everything I say. Yeah, it's like it's more like asparagus water than seaweed water. It doesn't have the feeling of almost saltiness that you get.
My omens you see, these words of peace I told, all my omens you feel, to comfort me, oh, all my omens you see, these words of peace.
But it's good. I mean,
all my omens you feel,
I think it's like a
comfort me,
3 out of 5. No, let's give it a.
comfort me.
I want to give this like a 6 out of 10.
Comfort me.
9, 10, 7, 8, 5, 6.
My heart is open.
Yeah. It's like a. So I give them out of stars. 0, 1 will be 0 stars. 2 and 3. 2 stars, 2 and 3. Then 4 and 5 is 4 stars. Then 6 and 7, 8, 9. No, that doesn't make sense. 9 and 10. Okay. 9 and 10 is. No, 10 is 5 stars. So 8 and 9 is 4 stars. I have a like a page where I kind of track my teas and how much I've enjoyed them, and I need to look at it. Yeah, 9 out of 10 I include in the 5 stars section. So 5, 6. 3, 4 is 2 stars. 1, 2 is 1 star. 0, 0 stars. 0. Okay. 1, 2, 1 star. Yeah. 3, 4 is 2 stars. 5, 6 is 3 stars. 7, 8. 9, 10. 5 stars. Yeah. That works. Nine, 10, 8, 7, 5, 6, 3, 4, 2, 1. It's just weird because, I was thinking about how that doesn't work. I'm stupid. There's 10 digits between 0 and 9. There's 10 digits between 1 and 10, which is why that works out in the stars sense, because 0 is 0 stars, and then 1 and 2. Because I'm thinking, my stars are obviously the 5 stars, meaning 10 points total. Like there's a whole math thing that went on in my head, just making sure that it made sense, because I always thought that I had like an odd number of numbers, which means if you have an odd number of numbers, they can't fit into an even number of categories. Not that the number of categories are even, it's 5 categories. But like 9 doesn't fit. An even number of numbers can fit into an odd number of categories, but an odd number of numbers doesn't fit into an odd number of categories. Unless it's the same number. Or is 9 odd? Yes, and 9 fits into 3. Right, okay. Essentially, there's a mathematical thing that's actually a very simple thing that just went in my head, governing whether 0 and 1 fit into 0 stars, or 0 is 0 stars and 1 and 2 is 1 star. And the only way the math works out is if 1 and 2 is 1 star. Because then you go in sets of 2s, you get up to 10. Very simple concept. I don't know why it got stuck in my head. I think because when I think of 1 out of 10 is 0.5 out of 5, which in my mind, I'm like, that's not even 1 yet. You haven't reached 1 yet. So it's almost giving 1 star to something that's 0.5 out of 5. It almost makes more sense to put it in the 0 category, because you haven't even reached 1 yet. You haven't reached 1 out of 5 is 2 out of 10, 1 star. If you're 1 out of 5 stars, does it make sense that a 1 out of 10 is 1 out of 5? No, because something that's 2 out of 10, which is almost double the rating of a 1 out of 10, is also 1 star. It's the only reason why it got messed up in my head, because most of the teas I've had have been like 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 9 out of 10, so I haven't had to think about what happens on the lower end. So me thinking about the lower end for the moment almost made me feel like my system, my rating system was messed up, but it wasn't. I love this song. I forgot the name of it, but it's such a good song. Jazzy Things. I think it's made by an Armenian, isn't it? I want to learn to play this on saxophone. No, it's not an Armenian. Four Walls and Funky Jaws. I might pull out my saxophone actually after this and play around. Why not? Anyway, mostly vegetal. It's actually kind of more one-dimensional at this point. Yeah, this is definitely a 3 stars. I mean, it's good, but it's not like a first buy for me by any means. Like, there's a lot of teas I would rather have over this. No offense. It's still nice to like drink daily. I think this was a cheaper tea as well. I mean, I bought a lot of kinds of tea, so I'll probably pop open a new one if I have time. Oh, Saturday, I think I might try to get another tea episode in. I could talk about my rotation, because my rotation will be done by then. Oh my god, please have enough water. Yes, I did. This song is so good. Yeah, I'm gonna listen to this and I'm gonna write I'm gonna try and scrap the notes out. This is way too good. I would love to just play to this. And I could probably find like some program online to do it. Okay. I've been practicing the whole. At all the festivals, I just listen to the band play, and off to the side, I also join in and I play. I'm always like eyeing the drummer, and he's looking at me. Like, I go to look at the drummer, and the drummer's already looking at me. I almost want to nod at him and be like, yeah, I see you. You see me? I'll be playing. Because I told the guys, I was like, one day we're going to be taking their positions. So, we need to know to play blot. We need to know the dances to dance. Not that any of them are really dancing, but we're going to do that. But also, we need to play instruments. Because who's going to be the next instrument players? We have a clarinet player. Who's going to play the drums? Who's going to play dumbek? Western Armenians play dumbek. I play dohol. But who's going to play it? Someone's got to learn it. I'm not going to learn it. I got my dohol to learn. And just stuff like that. I'm like, we're going to I'm the griller. There's a dude that, like, for every grill out, for every one of the, like, church events, he grills at all of them. And he grills hundreds and hundreds of pounds of meat. And he just does it. He's like, that's what I do. That's how I give back. I'm like, dude, that's a huge job, actually. Grilling hundreds of pounds of meat for everybody, and they're all delicious. Like, we marinated it and we skewered them all. Like, that was one of the days we played blot last week. We came together to help the skewering and stuff for the church, and then we played blot. But like, yeah, it was nice. This smelled so good, and then he grilled it all perfectly, and I'm like, yo, that's gonna be me. Like, I'm big griller. I'll do that for sure. Yeah, dude, it's nice to think that you're gonna be the next generation, and all that stuff you guys are gonna do. So you have to be prepared for it, especially when you have like a good community of guys. Wow, I checked the tea right as it was getting in. When you have a good community of guys, you're like excited. Like, who's gonna do this, who's gonna do that, etc. I love my guys. All of them. There were certain times where I was getting mad about minor details between the guys and stuff, but like, I look at it and I'm like, nothing's perfect, and I love everything about these guys. Like, even if something's a so-so with a guy, I should love it because they have good in them. And as long as it's not so-so as in like inherently bad, if it is, then talk with the guy and be like, yo, you shouldn't act like this, you shouldn't do this. That's one thing. But if they like sometimes say some things that like bug you, but it's not really a big deal, all right, find a way to be like, yo, this is him. Like, one of my friends, Simon, he loves to like try to give something to you. Like, oh, try this sweet, come on, really try this sweet. And for some people who are like trying to keep a diet, it's harder for them, so they're like, please stop. For me, I'm like, I already said no. I am my own person, and no one's gonna convince me otherwise. But I laugh. Like, he does it, and I'm like, that's so funny. This is Simon being Simon. He's trying to get me to do something. Like, he's trying to Hirashide, like not host. He's trying to, man, what's the word for it? Not serving someone something. It's kind of like serving it. Oh my God. To your guest, hospitality, to do hospitality, whatever. To serve you something out of a sense of hospitality. Tries to do it, and I'm unbothered. I feel like remind you, like, okay, I'm taking one example. This is just one guy. Obviously, we all do different things. For example, my like flat sarcasm, I have like super flat sarcasm, and one of my friends, he does not, every time he hears it back before, he like would take it seriously. I'm like, no, bro. Like, I'd say something so ridiculously like just retarded. They'd be like, why would we even do that? And they take me seriously. I'm like, what do you mean? We were trying to make coffee, and they couldn't find a jazva, and I was like, oh, I'll just grab my 20% jazva. I have it in the car. Or I was like, no, I'll go home and get my 20% jazva. And they're like, no, you don't need to do that. And I'm like, why the fuck would I drive home right now for a jazva to make coffee for 20 people when there's 3 of us? Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Why was this like a accepted reality for you guys? Of course not. I'm being sarcastic. Just goofy stuff like that. It's funny. I appreciate it. But anyway, yeah, so there's all these different things, and none of them are bad qualities per se, so I don't have any problems with any of the guys. They're like my friend Marco. He was drinking a lot for a period of time, but I knew it was going to go away. And I told him every so often when I felt the need that, like, hey, you're doing a lot right now. And he heard me out because he knows I'm coming from a good perspective. And I wouldn't tell him, every time he drank, I wouldn't like make a sharp comment about it or something. But every so often I'd be like, hey, this and that. That's actually more of a bad thing because it's drinking, but he's also his own man, so I'm saying it within reason, like within boundaries of like, hey, I'm not your dad, so I'm not going to tell you what to do, but also like keep this in mind, But none of them are evil, none of them are conniving, none of them have these like actual negative qualities where they want bad for you. They are brotherly. Like, you and your brother, your blood brother, can have major differences, right? And so you might argue and all this stuff, but you're brothers at the end of the day. That's what I have with these guys. I'm very brotherly with all of them, and whether we agree or disagree, whether we have like arguments or not or whatever, we're not supposed to be the same individual. We're not supposed to be the same person. We can think about things differently, but this is my brother. So, yeah, that's that stuff. I'm trying to think if I have other topics or comments or things to talk about. We have another festival coming up this weekend. It's at a church that kind of has a bit of a historic, not very long historic, but there's history to it. Political, not that it's actually political like politics, but there's some drama involved with organizational drama. Problems with our dance group. We don't have problems with them per se, but they have some problems with us. And these are some of the organizers, not the people in the dance group. Like, we're all the young, my age people, we're all friends. We have no problems with anybody. At least in my friend group. Maybe some other people from other friends you might have, but we are chill. And even some of the people in these other like groups, like my friend group, there's people who will go to the other dance group in my friend group. It's no problem. We have no problems. There's 2 churches, 2 C's of churches, right, in our area, of which there are many churches. We serve at all of them and we all hang out together, so we have no problems. But some of the long-standing, older individuals have been around a long time. They have problems. It's always the previous generations that bring the problems about. I guess not always, but at least in our example of Armenians, the past comes back to haunt us in terms of like many different things. We don't have any problems, and we're gonna try to teach dance at this one too, this festival this weekend. I mean, my friends literally serve with the priest, so the priest has no problem. The priest is a really jolly guy, but he unfortunately, for his own church's festival, is gonna have to ask the admin if they're okay with us coming and we're not even like, we just happen to be members of our dance group, but we're doing something that has nothing to even do with our dance group, because our group doesn't do folk dance. And we've tried so many times to get them to do folk dance, and we've just been denied each time. So we're like, whatever. Like, this is basically our own passion project. And although we may be dancers of this dance group, this is our passion project at the end of the day. I've said this to one of the guys particularly, he's always been like, no, and he's danced with this dance group forever. So I understand to what he means when he says like, I'm a dancer of this dance group. That is true. But if you go out and say, we're dancers of this group doing this, two things. One, you're speaking up on behalf of the dance group when the dance group doesn't have the ideals in terms of the folk dance that you do. So one, it's like dejected from it, you know? I could be a cook, I could be a chef that learned at this Italian restaurant, but when I go to do my own passion project of Asian cuisine, I'm not gonna be like, that Italian restaurant's person is gonna be making cuisine. I'm gonna say, I'm making Asian cuisine today. I am a chef and I'm making Asian. I'm a dancer and I was taught dance over here, right? That can totally be true. But it just doesn't make as much sense. And particularly in our case, it can create issues. One, we're not representing Italian food when we come and make Asian food. It doesn't make sense to mention that part of it. Two, if Italy and the Asian subcultures all had problems with each other, then it would do you very bad to go to the different Asian communities and be like, I'm gonna cook Korean food and Chinese food and Japanese food and whatever. I am the Italian chef. That's the issue we run into. If there's these political drama problems or whatever in terms of dance groups, and then we go to another community that we really want to show, there's so many Armenians there, we want to show them all this folk dance, it'd be really fun. And we go in with the preface of, we're this dance group about to teach you guys at your festival that at your church has their own dance group. We're going to come there and that's going to feel like encroaching, which we don't have that. We're kind of like tiptoeing around a potential problem that another group might have. So I'm like, given that, this is our passion project. We don't need to put anything else's name on it. We're three individuals that have a passion project. Why do we need to have a group that we necessarily represent? We want to represent a group. Let's make our own group. Let's say we are XYZ group. Singing and dance folk group. Honestly, we should just do that. Aren't we going to be the future dancers of this area? There's going to be future dance instructors. Who are they going to be? We have two contemporary Armenian dance groups. We don't have a folk dance group. Let's make a folk dance group. And we're the heads of it. I'm going to talk about Simon today when he comes for the fish stuff. And I'm going to... That's a snail. I'm going to go lay this on him and I'm going to see what he thinks. And I'm going to try to persuade Alex more. Alex is the one that wants to mention the group we're from. While Simon, I don't think he thinks one way or the other. And I don't have a problem saying that I am a member of that dance group. Even if my passions are not really being accepted by the administrators in the group, that's fine because it's their group, it's not my group anyway. I have no business going over there and telling them what to do anyway. But given that's the case, and I have this passion project, it doesn't make sense to me to start off that way. Because even my folk dance group that I danced in Armenia, the head was in the Karin group, which is like the OG folk dance ensemble that was started by Gagi Kinosyan, which is the guy who really revived it all. He at no point ever mentioned that I am from Guardian group. He said, this is my group, we're dancing. He dances with the Guardian group, but he not one time had to make it a point to mention whatever. He's like, we're doing what we're doing right now at our level. Okay, we're doing what we're doing right now at our level. This is our goal. Our goal is to learn, folk dance, but also, we haven't done this much, but just as important, to learn folk songs so we can sing and dance. And we have 2 the holists already. We have a dude who plays clarinet, and he can jump in and work with us whenever we want, if we want to, if we let him know. And we can make our youth folk group. Let's do it. If we want to bridge all the gaps, it's not going to make sense I don't think. I mean, it'd be great if in our dance group, we could just start doing folk. I would absolutely love that, and it'd be great. But given the current political turmoil, landscape, whatever, given that that's a thing, and given that we want to bridge the gaps between us, and to really get it done, we need to have some sort of authority to be able to get it done. I don't think we're going to get that. Maybe it's pessimistic. I'm not trying to say it's pessimistic, but I just don't think realistically it's going to work out for us to convince our dance instructors. So I think we can do our contemporary dance and find a way to come together to do folk stuff. Way easier said than done. We're adults, we don't have a lot of time, and we're already meeting once a week to do dance for 2 hours. So when can we find a time to meet with people to do folk dance and singing? What better at a studio sort of environment? What better time than when we're already there? So it'd be way better if we could just transform and add a folk section to our dance group. But again, with the political problem section and stuff, we would have more freedom to really get everything done, all by less time and more logistical issues, if we just made it our own group and gave it a name. That's just my thought. And I'm not even saying them our own group so we can be like, I'm the leader of the group. If anything, there's 3 main heads. There wouldn't even be a leader or anything. But it's more so you can take ownership for it. And by taking ownership for it, you have more responsibility on your shoulders to be like, we got to get more growing. When you're not the head, I mean, what can you do? You can ask, you can really push for it, but if you get denied a couple times, you're like, what am I? It's not my group. What am I supposed to do? There's a respect barrier that you are not trying to break, and you're trying to maintain. So, vegetal, a bit of umami, mostly vegetal. This is honestly similar to another tea I drank, but I don't remember which one. This is good. This is a good song. Okay, so anyway, that's all that stuff. We have instruments, we have passion. We do have the passion, and the son of the main dance instructor really is in for it lately. He doesn't dance the dances as much, but he's like, guys, we should learn the songs, we should learn songs, we should learn songs. And he starts singing certain songs that we know the dances to. So it's like, bro, we're like so close to being completely hand in hand with everybody. Not everybody. I'm gonna be fair. None of the girls are particularly interested in folk dance in our dance group. And a lot of guys might join in, but it's not their passion. But we have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys with a passion to learn the dances. One of the guys, he jumps in with us, but I don't think he's particularly super passionate about it yet, because there's simpler dances to him. Oh no, we have one more guy. He's not in our dance group, but he totally jumps into this category. Boom. We have me, Seem, Alex. We have at least 4 guys who are passionate about the singing aspect of it. 3 of which who are passionate about the dance. So one wants the front run singing, which is great. We have two drum players. I mean, We met a good dude recently that can play zurna, which is a great instrument. If you can play like Yakushta on the zurna while we're smacking, dude, oh, it'd be so sick. So we have a lot of potential, and we just need to stimulate the passion more and more. And honestly, when we're doing these dance stuff at the festivals, a lot of people are. You could always have more, you know. When you're so passionate, you want to see like everyone stand up, and not everyone stands up, but honestly, you get a good amount of engagement, which is awesome considering you're the first people to be doing this in this community. So, I don't know, we're front running it, and I want to have our own name on it so that we can have the creative liberty and freedom to do what we want with it. But yeah, we'll see how that works. I don't know. More tame. The flavor's not as strong at this point. Like, I'm getting very little flavor out of this. This is a very light tea. It's very unobstructive, unobtrusive, obtuse? No, intrusive, unintrusive. Kind of just complements what you're doing without taking the reins much, which I do like, but other 3 out of 10 teas I almost like more. This might be a 5 out of 10. I mean, not 3 out of 10, 6 out of 10 teas. Let me see what other teas I rated 6 or 5 out of 10 so I can give an accurate representation. Yulo High Mountain Pure Bud, Bilo. Silver Strands. Zhuye Qing. That's more umami, so it's hard for me to say because I really do like umami. Okay, Year of the Dragon. That was a 5 out of 10. That's very generous. Imperial Grade Bilo Chun. Pleasant umami, wouldn't get again. More union vegetable, but does that dimension well. That's right. The problem is that this isn't super one way or the other way, so it's hard for me to give it the 6 out of 10 from that perspective, to be like, it does this well, but it only does this. But it does a fusion of things as a delicate tea pretty well. Genmaicha Superior? Yeah, I don't like Genmaicha as much anymore. Really, Bao Hong I rated 3 out of 5. This might be a 5 out of 10. This might be like a low 3-star for me. That sounds like mean, but like, I mean, it's not bad. It's not negative, right? Like, everything's still in the positive territory, but so many teas I've had have been so crazy enjoyable, and whoa, this is very similar to the Imperial Grade, where I like it, but Imperial Grade Bilo Chun, not in flavor. Imperial Grade Bilo Chun, very umami, and that's about it. This has some nuanced flavors. It's a 6 out of 10. This has some nuanced flavors and stuff. It's just not giving me the umami that I really like, which is why it's hard for me to rate this highly, because I like umami a lot in my green teas. Do I have more? Oh, this is the last bit. Okay. Anyway, I covered a lot of topics, which I'll have to write down after this, so I don't repeat them. I went through bloat. I went through training my friends in gym stuff. I'm at a new gym. I think I probably talked about that. I'm doing some movements I changed, but a lot of the movements are the same. I'm doing 70-pound dumbbell strapped to me when I do pull-ups. I kind of have to, considering how much I weigh, because I was doing 45 pounds on me when I was doing pull-ups at 200 pounds. So I'm like, oh, if I weigh 175, I at least need to do 70 pounds to add up for the difference. 75 pounds actually, or no, 70 pounds, 200 plus 45, yeah. But now I weigh 180, so if I do 70 pounds, technically I'm doing even more weight than back then. And I am doing that much weight, so. Gym stuff's done, bloat is done, rotation's done. Folk dance, did I say rotation's done? Rotation's not done. Anyway, that's the end of this episode. I don't want to drag it on too much longer because low-key, I need to go to the restroom. And I want to play a little bit of saxophone, do a little bit of work. I have some rotation stuff to figure out and finish up before my last 3 days. This was Imperial, Lushan, Yunwu, green tea of Jiangxi. Get yourself some nice tea. Express your passions. I did talk about the dance and stuff last time, definitely. But it was nice to talk about it a little bit more again today. Anyway, what could be a good moral today to say at the end? I mean, I talked about a lot of different hobbies, and I did talk about a lot of my hobbies. I kind of didn't mention anything. I mean, like, the only thing I can say is really get yourself some hobbies. Like, as much as I'm doing rotations and everything, I have a good amount of hobbies that I partake in. And if you think you're too busy for a lot of big hobbies, just do small ones. Do those incremental ones. You know, I'm gonna start baking soon. I'm not gonna go 0 to 100 and start putting sourdough together. But if I make 1 loaf a month, that's enough for me. That's all I need. I have a new hobby. I bake every so often. I don't gotta bake every day. I ain't a baker. I'm just baking. I'm not a baker. I'm baking. I'm not a aquarier. I'm aquariuming. I'm not a botanist. I'm just botaning. It kind of works. I'm not a chef, but I am cooking. I be cooking. I have a bunch of food downstairs waiting for me, which I'm about to eat. Yeah, so anyway, partake in your hobbies. Do things that are fun, and also, like, jump up on other people's hobbies. If you think someone's doing something cool, like, ask them about it. Who knows, they might just jump in and get you right on track. That's what Simon did with me in the aquarium. He mentioned the aquarium to me, and I was like, low-key, I would. And then he set this all up for me. It's beautiful. It's so cool. And I'm gonna get fish today. So, yeah. At the end of the day, your hobbies are kind of like the ornaments that light up your Christmas tree and make it more beautiful. So, you might as well put some nice little bedazzling on it. It's not the best moral of an episode I've come up with. Most of the time, there's been more of a strain of logic following what's been said, but impromptu episode. So impromptu conversations and such. Actually, no, what I said does have some relevance. You see that little plant over there? That's going to another one of my friends. I gave one to my sister, she's growing one, and I gave one to my friend Marco, my brother Marco, and he's growing one too. They all come from my spider plant, and they're super easy to take care of, so that's how I'm starting other people that are nice people who have shown some interest on potential new hobbies that are incremental. You don't need to go 0 to 100, although with this aquarium I kind of did go 0 to 100, just getting everything because there's so much in it. But the maintenance is incremental, and that's what matters. As long as there's incremental maintenance to whatever it is, that's all that matters. You don't need to start lifting like with my friend Alex, who asked me about lifting, right? We were going once a week. Now this week we're gonna go twice for the first time. Incremental. And after a while, you get really good, and you're super deep into it, and you enjoy it a lot. So yeah, get those ornaments. Zartarel your life. Ornament your life. And that's all. That's been the episode. Tea with Taron, with your host, Taron David Tasatean. I'll be catching you guys hopefully later this week. In the past, me promising a date when it's going to happen generally doesn't work out. So we'll see. I bet it won't work out. I'll see you sometime. During my surgery rotation, likely. When I talk about my emergency medicine rotation. Crazy. See you guys. It's been fun.